Okay, so I'm going to apologize to the audience because I didn't bring my iPad. I forgot. So Al will put the big picture for you in the bottom, but I just finished reading this book. It's called The Singularity is Near When We Merge with AI by Ray Kurzweil. And I listened to a lot of tech podcasts, and they always talk about him in this book and how his predictions are 86% accuracy rate he has. So I finally was like, let me read this book, and let me tell you, it blew my mind. The stuff that he is predicting that will happen with AI, and his numbers are by 2029.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What's he predicting? Give us
Like,
an example.
oh God, like I can't, nanotechnology, how AI is going to be, like, we can get a chip inside you that's going to be your AI. Like I can't even, every page blew my mind. I was like, wait, what? Like the 9-to-5 job is going to be opposite. There's going to be so many, like he said, you're not going to be working like the traditional working that we've been doing.
Like the
Because
9 to 5,
AI,
Monday to Friday.
yeah, like the AI robots will be doing the jobs that you don't want to do, but more creative work will be available. And what I really realized, one other thing that he was saying was like, just like people are getting really like scared, but like when we had the Industrial Revolution, it created a new set of jobs. So like when you are going to be building robots, that's supply chain for those robot parts. So there'll be new businesses that'll come out for that. So that was really cool how he explained about like just the way we're going to evolve. We're going to live longer because technology is going to be able to find more vaccines for viruses and things like that. So he's just saying the rapid growth and how AI will just keep iterating. It's just, and I'm seeing it firsthand now.
Become like the bionic man.
Totally. Like I'm already seeing it firsthand now, the evolution of just ChatGPT and how smart it's getting. But if you want to just pick up a book and be like, what? Oh my God. It's a great book.
I think people are they're not able to grasp, even myself, like how fast it's going to be coming and how much changes. I think in the next 5 years, there's going to be some drastic changes to the workforce. But the frontline staff, I totally get, they don't want to do those jobs. They get tired of saying the same thing 1,000 times a day. So I feel like those frontline stuff, that's going to be the first one to go, and it'll force people to step their game up, go reskill yourself, retool.
Totally.
I think that book that you said, a friend of ours put it into our WhatsApp
I told her to read it. I told her to read it. Yeah.
Okay. That's
because she's really curious. Yeah. Shout out to Janina. She's so curious. She's always like, I got the book. I read it. I was like, okay, here's the next book I read. You might enjoy it. So it's really cool to find another Indian woman who just likes reading books.
And then she always gives us the 111 and like, hey, I'm reading this book. Like, we should just start a book club.
Oh, we should start a book club. Yeah.
Okay, good stuff there. Al, you got to win? If you don't win, that's fine.
I did. I forgot it.
Oh, and while Al's thinking about his win, Angie, why don't you introduce us to everybody?
Okay,
all the new viewers.
Yeah, hey everyone. Welcome back to A Tribe Called Dhillon, show/podcast, whatever way you want to call it, but it's our channel. And thanks for tuning in. I'm Angie.
I'm Rose.
This is Alvin.
I'm Alvin.
You know what? We've changed up the format. It feels so strange.
You know what?
Now.
Everyone's under the weather. That's why I've been under the weather too. So I was like, everything's just a little more like,
All right. Al, you got to win? You want to talk about one?
I did, but I forgot it.
That's fine.
Your win was, remember the person who saw
I had a friend. So we went to go support a friend. Shout out to Allah Brundawa. He was performing at the Juno Plaza party last week. It was awesome. I had a lot of fun. He got the people going, and then about like a few days later, I had a friend tell me, he was like, hey, I saw I think I saw your sister on the news. You guys were at a party. And I was like, yeah, we were at the Juno Plaza party. He's like, yeah, that's so wild. He's like, I saw you. I saw her on the news. I was like, that's so cool.
Which sister? Me?
Yeah, you. Yeah.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, who else would be there? She wasn't there.
Yeah, but our listeners don't know which sister went with you.
Yeah, but I said you. You're like, who
but I had no idea that really?
Yeah.
And you're on the news.
I didn't even know that there was a camera crew there. Oh God, I hope they caught my good angle. And I was wearing it too because it was raining that day.
I hope they got my good angle.
I know. But no, it was so cold. I had like a winter jacket and a toque on. It was so chilly that day. But cool. Shout out to Love Randawa. And he is the epitome of amazingness and supporting your community. He always speaks about that. And to go out to one of those live shows like that and to see your friend perform, and he's electric. Like he got in our Indian culture, there's a song called Rail Gaddi, and it's like basically like equivalent to a train station lineup. Like he got the entire crowd, like this is all different,
all strangers,
all diverse races there. Like you got Caucasian people, Asian people, Indian people, you got children, you got like old people, young people, all of us holding on to each other's back and doing like a train station dance.
That's
we got the clip of that.
And he released a couple tracks that were really good. So I was like, I'm excited to hear his new album coming out.
Amazing.
It was
and
some good
he's doing
stuff.
some collaborations. So we just want to say shout out, Love.
Shout out to you.
Keep it going. I'm going to ride off that win too. That was my win too.
Oh, what a chooch.
That's okay.
Yeah, it was a good win, though. Yeah, it was. We were both there anyway, so you can take some of that win.
And speaking of going out and supporting, the three of us were really, really excited. A couple months ago, back in February, we went to the Invictus Games opening ceremony, and wow. I hope I don't get emotional talking about it or speaking about like what the energy we felt there. But let's get into. So we watched the documentary that's on Netflix called. Is it called Invictus?
Yeah. It's called I am Invictus.
Right. Okay.
I think it's like
that was the event that we went to. It was called I Am Invictus. I don't know what the
documentary is called. Yeah, the documentary I think is called the same thing.
I don't think I watched just clips with you guys.
Well, I think the documentary is called just Invictus, but it's actually really like heartwarming to see that Prince Harry is doing that for all war veterans, and basically like these people were basically at the end of their rope where they were going to basically end their lives or worse and end somebody else's life.
Okay. It's called Heart of Invictus. So any one of you that want to watch something inspiring and motivational, check out the Heart of Invictus documentary on Netflix.
Cool.
Yep.
It is here at the Invictus Games that you realize whatever you carry, it was the springboard that propelled you to the next level. The Games doesn't focus on what causes the injury, but really about the recovery and how to be part of a community again.
When I was a soldier, that meant the world to me. Once I was wounded, how do you define yourself then?
Well, it's hard hustle.
I've been fighting a long time.
Just drinking a lot, going out a lot.
I have flashbacks.
I would like to be the father playing with his kids, playing football.
Аби відновитись, мені потрібен Invictus. Але війна не дає нам розслабитись. Будь-яка війна буде воювати. Нет війни, можемо бутерброди. Все просто.
90% of my team are currently serving 4 to 5. There is a shelling.
If your goal was to make your country proud, you've done it. How are we doing? Everyone's going to struggle at some point.
I got demons saying, you're not going to do this.
If your goal was to make your family happy, you've achieved it.
My dad just scored there.
Clearly someone sees something in me.
You are people of substance, of resilience, of strength. You have the heart of Invictus.
Okay. Yeah. So I've got a little thing here that I wrote, a little blur here. Let me get to it.
The event was very inspiring too, to see like such
very
a
emotional
huge stadium of people that are there for such a great cause.
Yeah.
You just had a different type of crowd that came to that too.
Yeah, so the Invictus Games, they were founded by Prince Harry, and the inspiration for the Invictus Games came from him attending an event called the Warrior Games in 2013 in the United States, where he actually witnessed the ability of sport to help both psychologically and physically. And do you guys know the meaning of Invictus? Do you recall they were telling us on the screen when we were at the opening ceremony what Invictus stands for? No, I think it's really cool. Invictus actually means unconquered. It means embodying the fighting spirit of those who serve and have overcome adversity. So basically the Invictus Games, they're an international sporting event for wounded, injured, and ill military personnel, both serving in the military and veterans, aiming to inspire recovery, support, rehabilitation, and promote an understanding and respect for those who serve. So I just feel like we need to do a shout out. Like, how do you salute, right? To everyone that's serving and that's frontline defense, I guess you can say. What's the word? What's the proper word?
Soldiers and military and anyone that's in the armed forces,
who are protecting the country.
Forces, that's basically protecting your country.
Yeah, like salute to you.
Salute to you.
To sacrifice their life for your freedoms. Because watching that, to see that he basically every country, whoever can apply, as long as they've, I guess, been a war veteran. And then from there, they go and filter out who are the worst people that need it the most. And that's how they actually select their candidates for them. And when they get into it, so many people have like come back and said they've been rejuvenated in the sense like they want to continue living after this because they felt like they had nothing to live for. And this kind of, I guess he's right. The power of sport really changes people's mindset, especially when they come back and they go and compete with other war veterans and they win medals and they come back to say, wow, okay, we're going to something to look forward again. I don't know if it's every year or every 2 years.
It's like every 2-3 years, but I did go and check. There was a couple of years that there was a couple year lag. In 2017, it was in Toronto. I don't know where it was after that, but the next one, all I know is in 2027, it's in Birmingham, England. So I think he's trying to bring it because there was 1 year.
Birmingham where?
Birmingham in London, England.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So I think originally they tried to do it for a year or every year, but it's a lot of work. When you watch the documentary, putting it together. That's why the Olympics is every 4 years. But I think every 2 or 3 years to put it together and you're doing something for humanity. I think it's excellent. And for me, I watched the documentary and I can tell you the documentary is so moving. But if the opening Invictus Games opening ceremony or closing ceremony is ever coming to a city near you, please go out and support because I can't even tell you right now. I still feel like some days I'm vibrating from the energy, collective energy that we felt at BC Place Stadium. So let's talk about
the sun is coming slowly. I hold these moments closely now. These waves hit a little harder. I know they're gonna carry me somewhere. Step into the open wide. Watch the future come alive. This is our time.
Talk about that, just going there. I had an opportunity to go to the closing ceremony and I wasn't able to go. I was kind of feeling under the weather, but the opening ceremonies, wow. Like it's just like going to the Olympics where all the nations, all the athletes from all of the nations, from all of the countries, from all over the world come out and you get to see them and their pride and the video. But what was your experience like, Al?
I just felt proud that we're there to support such a great cause. These are people that fought for all our countries, for their freedoms, and look at the condition they're in, and we have to raise awareness about it by having these games to let people know this is the true cost of war. Like, you have freedom and you go to war, and this is what's happening after now. These people need to be rehabilitated, and this is one of the ways that Prince Harry thought of. Because I think if Prince Harry didn't actually go to war, he probably wouldn't have gone down this path. But he was saying one of the inspiring stories for him was that when he went to war, he was fighting in Afghanistan, and then they had found out someone had leaked where his location was. And once they leak your location, you have to be removed immediately because he's so high profile, they'll go bomb that location immediately. So as soon as they found out, he had to jump on a plane and head back. And the only plane that was leaving was the plane that was taking back all the wounded soldiers. So he sat on the plane. I think it was like 10, 12 hour flight. And he talked to them, and it was basically like they felt like they served their country, but they're still here physically, but they're mentally just kind of checked out. And he's like, they had nothing to live for. And he was like, that's when things started churning in the sense, like, we need to give them something to live for again. They need to we need to bring this together to also raise awareness about it. Cause look, this is the true cost of war. Like, what's going to happen to him now? He has to live like this for the next 60, 70 years. And most people come back and they have no support.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's a hard truth that everyone needs to look at, to be like, this is what happens.
Yeah. It was extremely inspiring. And I don't think we take our freedom for granted. At least I did until I went to the Invictus Game ceremony and I watched the video. And, even watching the Netflix documentary, it didn't have that much of an impact on me until I was actually physically there and you see it. And I think there's something about being in person and visually seeing it from your own eyes. But for me, hats off to anyone that goes into military or, and serves serving for your country, because to me, that's straight up, that is what you call true leadership.
Yeah.
Because they're putting their life on the line for their country and for their people. Like there's no greater act of kindness or of humanity that you can do. So for me, like I was thinking, if let's just say if we were to go to war, and I know there was a time, maybe in the 1930s to 50s, where like men and women were being selected, because Elvis Presley, remember Elvis Presley was this big star. He's like, you got to go to war in Germany. You're going to be based out of there. But can you imagine if they came out and they said, you have to go out to war? I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be like the first
nobody wants to go
fighting, because you don't know what to expect. But these men and women that go and fight for our freedom, like I'm going to call them freedom fighters.
Yeah.
Every single day they put their life on the line for our freedom. And what do we do here? We're still fighting and bickering with each other over tariffs and war and these kinds of things. Like, come on, people. We have to evolve as a society, as a global nation, as countries, as humanity, and as human beings. Like, no more. Because
there's an aftermath. There's a price to pay for war.
There's a price to pay for war.
And it's just humans killing other humans. That's all it is. Other humans saying, no, we think we're better. Our way of living is better than your way of living.
Or that's our land. I want it.
You have resources. I want to come and take your resources. Only other way to take it.
I think we forget that we are guests on Mother Earth's home. This is her home. And maybe we got a little too much testosterone in powerful positions, but we need to remind her that we are the guests on her home. And when she wants us gone, she will do something about it.
Well, I think she's starting to do some stuff with climate change.
Yep.
She's like, y'all keep fighting here, and I'm just going to send you a strong...
One tornado and just eliminate all. You got one volcano, one tornado.
And I'm beginning to start to think that there's got to be some intelligent life on another planet, because everybody wants to go to Mars. Everyone is looking, or going to the moon. Everyone's on this escapade, on this journey about looking out into space. And I'm just telling you, we're not intelligent species at all on this planet. All we're doing is killing each other, fighting each other. And if we think that this is bliss, I disagree. I'm a big believer. I think there is another intelligent life somewhere else, and they're living peacefully and harmoniously. And they're probably like, look at these morons there all the time fighting with each other.
It's funny. I get people who message me on LinkedIn all the time about like my AI posts, like you're so pro AI. I'm like, because we are not doing a good job. I think we need some help. It's time to say, hey guys, I understand that we're the only species that can think and speak, but I don't know if we're doing a good job with those really great gifts that God gave us. But I want to say one of the really cool things at the Invictus game, I got very emotional. I'm very sensitive, so I pick up energy all the time. And when the Ukraine folks walked in with their flag, everybody
was cheering
in that
and screaming
room
for them.
stood up and cheered, and I couldn't hold, but I started crying because it was just like you could feel like, hey man, we're here to help you, support you guys.
I felt like they had a different weight on them, because they also felt like my country is back home fighting, or we're sitting here like
playing
like, and essentially like we're playing games with you guys and stuff, right? So I think they had that feeling of that burden on them. But I think one of the most powerful ones, if you watch the story, remember the Ukrainian soldier, the lady who's like the one who went she's the one that goes and treats them. The paramedic. And then she got captured there, and her daughter had to take her place in the with the bow and arrow. And I think she did pretty well. But they said because of her daughter and the friends that kept raising awareness for her mother got captured, finally near the end of it, Russia let her go.
Oh, thank God. I'm getting emotional.
They let her go,
I couldn't watch after that.
But it was just text after. It just said that the Russian soldier finally let her go, because they first denied that they had ever captured her. But they said that when they did release her, they said that she was unrecognizable because they basically like starved her. And
I do want to say,
but they finally showed video footage after when she started healing up, and it was pretty touching.
So Al just opened up something. I was going to talk about it, and I think Rose spoke so fast, so we're going to quickly say Rose got really emotional, and we got really emotional when Team Ukraine was coming out with the team to do their walk and take their seat.
That was hard.
Every single person at BC Place stood up. We gave them that team a standing ovation, and I'm still getting emotional. And as we mentioned, for you to go watch The Heart of Invictus, I only watched, I think, Al, up to episode 3 when that lady got captured, that paramedic, and I couldn't go back and watch it. I've not finished it because it was hard for me. I didn't want to know what happened, because she hit a chord with me, and she was just talking about just trying to be a good human being and helping, and what she sacrificed for her family and for her daughter. And so when she got captured, I couldn't go back and watch that episode. So when Al just told me right now she got released, I was like, okay, now maybe I'll go back and watch it. But that's the reality of unfortunately, folks in these countries that we don't hear their stories.
That the experience was all great, the whole watching them, learning the stories, but there was something really magical about that Ukraine moment, wasn't there? Right? Like, I feel like I'll never forget that.
It was like
feeling.
bittersweet though.
Bittersweet. Yeah. Like I could feel the love from everybody here, but I could also feel a little bit of the anger of like, it's not right. This needs to stop.
Yeah.
And we're all clapping together. And I was just like, whoo. And that's why we went to my cousin's birthday that evening. And I was like, just done for this. She's like, you can't. I was like, man, it was a real, like, I don't think I realized what I was getting into. I didn't watch the documentary with these guys and I just was so busy with work. I was like, yeah, I'm coming. And I came to the event, but stepping into that, it was I'm so glad I went because I needed to experience that and be grateful for the life that we have. But wow, that was a very emotional experience and one necessary for us to all experience.
In closing, it felt like the whole world had their back.
Yeah.
Right? Didn't it feel like we got you? And that's what it should be about.
Yeah.
Anything else to say about the Invictus Games and the heart of Invictus?
It's a must watch. That's you need to watch that to like just get a different perspective on humanity as well.
Yeah. And just for education purposes and self-awareness, just please check out the Heart of Invictus documentary on Netflix and also check out the Invictus Games. We went to the 2025 opening ceremonies here in Vancouver, BC, and that was unbelievable. But
Coldplay's play, that was amazing.
The artist, the opening ceremony artist.
It was amazing.
Yes. And Nelly Furtado performed. Yeah. Who else was there?
Katy Perry.
Was there Noah Kahan, I believe?
Oh, yeah.
The girls went crazy over him. Katy Perry,
I think, did the closing ceremonies.
Yes. Yeah, he did. So with that said, we just want to say, and when we want to just give a special salute to all of our freedom fighters out there. Thank you so much wherever you are, whichever country you're serving, and for your service. We are eternally grateful.
Yes.
And just thank you for allowing us to do what we're able to do and show our gratitude. So with that said, we'll be back in 2 weeks. Tribe Called Dhillon podcast is signing off. Bye for now, friends.
Bye-bye.